So, Christina, do you even like Kiss?
No,
Me either.
no, but I I have deep respect for them because without them, Nick Simmons wouldn't exist. So
Same.
The only thing I think about when I think about Nick Simmons is when he was talking about Jean's wife. What's her name?
Shannon Tweed.
Shannon. He was like, "Yeah, don't get in between my mom and shopping, or it's." That's what he said about her. It's the only thing I know about Nick Simmons from the
I
show.
mean, he could just stand still and look pretty, and I'll be okay with that.
Some of us have to try harder.
Speak for yourself, man.
Well, I guess introductions are in order. Love is in the air. It's the Valentine's Day episode. Welcome to Rip and Destroy episode 21. This is my wife, Nikki,
And this is my beautiful wife, Christina Marie.
and we've been talking about them pretty much week in, week out, and their amazing ability to put up with so much of
So much.
us and all that entails. They both seen Kiss. They both have to listen to the records and hear the endless stories, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Me too.
You're easy to put up with, honey. But there's one thing that is not easy to put up with, and that is Beth. Christina, have you heard this song? I hate this song.
I haven't. I haven't.
You have.
I
Nobody's
haven't.
heard
I
that.
mean, not. I don't pay attention. Like honestly.
It's the one where he's like, "Oh, Beth, I love you, but I'm choosing my boys. I'm not going to be home tonight."
I mean, okay, I can respect bros before hoes. All right. I can totally respect that. Because, like, hoes before bros, right? I'm a girl's girl. So, I mean, if he's just being, I guess it's not realistic. So,
Well,
Who
I think,
who sings that? Which one? I don't
Peter
know.
Chris,
Peter Chris. Okay.
yeah.
who I don't know that he remained married to her either. So there we go.
No, I don't think so.
like it's a sad song. It
Yeah,
seems
kind of.
like it seems very emo to me. Like, that's what I remember about it.
If it were emo, I might actually like it.
It's
Right,
like
right.
she's like, "Come home," and he's like, "I can't. Gene told me I'm not allowed to."
Right.
So it's a cuck song. I don't. I mean,
Because as far as I understand it, Nikki's beef with the song is that like so many women love that song. Like it's a love song, but really it's a song about sorry, baby, I'm hanging out with the guys.
I'm not so worried about it because 110% of our audience is male. So
Right.
we're not offending anybody.
Yeah. It wasn't the song named Beck first.
Yes, for
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like it is when we went to the concert, well, I mean, I didn't like it anyway, but when we were at the Kiss concert, that song came on and all of the women stood up screaming. And I was like,
Don't they?
yeah.
girl,
I
you
mean,
deserve better.
I know. Like, wait, do you want to have like a group therapy with them, like right during that moment, and be like, okay, so when the bar is here, then just because they know how to say your name doesn't mean that it moves the bar up here.
Exactly.
But do they know how to say the name when it was Beck and Gene's like, "No, you better say Beck."
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, yeah, it gets worse because it was originally named for a girl named Becky.
Well,
Oh.
I have a lot to say about that as well.
I see a spin-off in our future.
I wouldn't go home either.
You guys get the
Wouldn't go home either.
you guys get the odd numbered episodes and we'll do the even.
I like it.
I promise that they won't be about Kiss then, though.
Right?
This is really going to push the limits of what I know, which is like not much. So
Yeah. Yeah. I just know the one song because I hate it.
You
So.
know the Elder. You like the Elder.
Oh, yes, I do like The Elder. That is true.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
This is why I love you, Christina.
Okay.
You're my hero.
Thanks for enduring our midlife crisis, ladies. You're the best.
Oh, I say this all the time and I will stand by this. I am really, really happy that the two of you chose podcasting instead of World War II history as your midlife crisis.
Hey, everybody, happy Valentine's Day, and welcome once again to episode 21 of the Rip and Destroy podcast. Like we said, love is in the air. It's the Valentine's Day episode, and we're looking to explore some Kiss songs with love. But before we do,
Yeah, before we do, just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who checked out our Kiss Vinyl Tag episode, our special episode that we did just a little while ago. That one had, I mean, we don't have humongous viewership, but that one had more viewers than anything we've done yet by at least like 3 or 4 times. We got a bunch of new subscribers. Welcome to all of you. Hope you dig the show. Thanks for checking out the Vinyl Tag. Thanks for checking out this episode. Don't forget to check out the back catalog. Like we said, this is episode 21. There's 20 episodes before this, plus a couple of bonus episodes. So welcome and come along on this journey of ridiculousness with Rip and Destroy.
you're more than welcome. Well, for a band that wasn't really known for love songs, Kiss wrote a lot of love songs. It's the 21st episode of the podcast, and we're going to take a look at 21 songs from Kiss's catalog that contain the word love. I'm Mike. This is my buddy TJ.
Yeah, and they might have the word love in them, but they're not all ballads. In fact, quite a few of them are not. And yeah, we're gonna go through the whole set of 21 songs that all have the word love in them, and we're gonna rate them. What do we have? We have a rating system of 3. There's gonna be Hotter Than Hell, Friend Ozone, and Rock Bottom,
Rock
which is
bottom.
I love it. So before we get into that, I've got one little piece of housekeeping up front. Just wanted to give everybody a friendly reminder that all pre-orders for Vinnie Vincent's Ride the Serpent single are due by February 28th, or he's not going to release it. So get those pre-orders in. Only $225 or $300, depending on which side of the world you're in, gets you a copy of Ride the Serpent. Actually, look, hey, I have actually gone back and looked at his Facebook and his website, and there is no more mention of Guitarmageddon coming out. I don't know if you've seen this. There is
No.
no more discussion about it. There is no information on how to order. All that's left on his Facebook page is he's thanking like more and more followers for following the page, but there's like a shitload of AI generated videos of like him and snakes and shit and saying like Ride the Serpent coming soon, but there is no more talk at all about how to get a hold of the set or how to pre-order. It's not on his website, it's not on Facebook. So I have a feeling he just kind of like quietly shut the whole thing down and kind of walked away. I don't know for sure, but the plot thickens and yet it also thins. I don't know how to say that really, but
I think Vinny's got more unreleased songs in his vault than Prince at this point. It's a great big vault, and I don't know if your letter has to be postmarked by the 28th, if he has to have cash in hand by the it's best just to get it done as soon as humanly possible. Maybe overnight that, and
right. You don't want to be the one person that held out and then ended up screwing the whole project.
you don't want to show up to school on Monday and be the only one without that CD. That would
That's
suck.
right.
To start things out, once again, we're looking at songs with the word love in the title, so we'll get started with Acrobat. Better known as Love Theme from Kiss, from the 74 debut record. What do you think of this one?
It's serviceable. It's an instrumental, but it's not real exceptional. I don't know why it's called Love Theme from Kiss, but there it is. It's off the first record, and I am going to give it a rating of Friend Ozone. It's fine, but it's not super exciting. What do you think?
Same. Yeah, it's not really a song so much as like an idea. It's got a great bass line. It's got a good groove. It's if you could put it on repeat and soundtrack to some good loving. So it's got that going for it. But it's tough. I was kind of on the verge on this one. I think what put it down to friend ozone for me is the cheesy fade out at the end. So yeah, this one's kind of right in the middle for me. Friend ozone.
Okay, we're in agreement on that one. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next up is going to be we're going to skip ahead to Dress to Kill, and the next one is Come On and Love Me.
That's
I'm giving this one Hotter Than Hell, man. I love this song. I've always loved this song. Come On and Love Me is the most expensive of the Casablanca Kiss singles that I have purchased so far. I paid $50 for that one. So yeah, I love that song. Always have, always will. I'm giving it Hotter Than Hell.
I don't think this is subjective. I think there is a right answer. This is hotter than hell. It's a fantastic song. It's got a killer riff. It's just so prototypical Paul Stanley. I love it. It's so Paul in the riff, the way he sings it, and the lyrics. You know, you were distant, now you're near. I see your face inside of the mirror. Makes no damn sense, but it sounds cool. And
Right.
yeah, straight up hotter than hell. I love this one. You have to.
Oh, also has significance for both of us because when they were playing this at the 95 Kiss convention was when we got Gene to do the thing.
Coolest thing ever, man.
So
That
yeah,
was great.
big time feels for Come On and Love Me.
Okay, coming up next, we have Love Her All I Can from Dress to Kill. This one, straight up banger. I love the song. Before I go any further, though, I have to say I was listening to these at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and maybe I was just in the right mindset, but everything seemed to hit. You know, a lot of these songs are fantastic. This is a banger. It's not a Gene song, but I think he really shines on this one. You know, it's got a cowbell, it's got a nasty groove, it's got a kick-ass guitar solo. Hotter than hell. I love this one.
Yeah, and for being a leftover from Wicked Lester and kind of having those harmonized vocals that are kind of emblematic of like some of the late 60s pop music, they really turned it into a Kiss song. And yeah, it's got a great solo. Ace is on fire all throughout Dress to Kill. And yeah, I love everything that you love about it. And I love it all I can. It's hotter than hell.
Okay, this one is probably one of the more divisive songs in Kiss circles. We made it up to Destroyer. Do You Love Me? So, do you love this song? What are you thinking?
I, I do love this song. Again, Destroyer was a formative record in my life. It's my still, if I have to pick a, put a gun to my head and tell me to pick an all-time favorite record, it's going to be Destroyer without question. I love almost everything about Destroyer, including Do You Love Me. I think it's great when they play it live. A lot of times that was one of the moments in the show where they would play a lot of the historic footage on the big video screen. So again, a lot of the feels. I'm going to give this one a hotter than hell.
I'm going to join you. Hotter than hell. I love this song. Every single time I hear it, it takes me back to 1985. I'm in fifth grade. I'm listening to Destroyer on my headphones, and that intro, as a drummer, man, it grabbed me, and it brings me back every time. Love the song. Hotter than hell.
All right, now we are right up to the next album, which is going to be Rock and Roll Over, and we've got three of them off this album. And the first one is going to be Calling Dr. Love. I am going to mince no words about this song. It is in my top three favorite Kiss songs. It is my ringtone on my phone. It is hotter than hell, and it would be better if there was a higher rating.
I'm just going to start right there. First things first, hotter than hell, hotter than hell. This is a
Yeah,
great song. The funny thing though is as much as Gene complains about the backup vocals and I Was Made for Loving You, he's not doing Paul any favors in this one because Paul's got to get up into that higher register. This is a great song. What do you think of the cover, the Shandy's Addiction cover on Kiss My Ass? Shandy's Addiction made up of, Tom and Brad from Rage Against the Machine, Billy from Faith No More, and Maynard from Tool. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of those bands, but I love that cover. What do you think?
you kind of blindsided me with that question because I have not listened to Kiss My Ass in probably 25 to 30 years. I
Okay.
don't remember it off the top of my head. Actually, didn't even remember it until you just mentioned it. So I'm going to have to go back and review it. But I do like some of those artists who are in that band, and I'm sure they did a fine job.
That they did. That they did. Okay, a lot of love on this record. Love them and leave them. Rock and roll over. Let's see. It's in my notes. It says it's dumb, but I love it. I really do. It's got that double time chorus that we talked about during the Ace tribute episode. It's got a great solo that puts it over. I'm going to give it hotter than hell. I like it.
I think it's dumb, but I love it. Could be an alternate name to this entire podcast. But I'm right there with you. I think Love 'Em and Leave 'Em is a great song. Rock and Roll Over, along with Destroyer, was one of my first two Kiss records. I grew up on it. I'm 4 years old, 5 years old. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, loving him and leaving him. But yeah, it's a great song. I love the solo as well. Rock and Roll Over is another album that Ace really shines on. And this is also significant because this was an early, well, what we would call a music video, but they did a promo film of this back in the 70s. And it was one of the few that they did off of Rock and Roll Over. So that's also worth seeking out. And I'm going to give it hotter than hell.
Okay, this next one has tricky history on this podcast. Making Love from the same record. I don't know how much we need to revisit the debate. I know that this song really took its lumps on episode 12. If you're going through the back catalog, it's an episode about things Kiss had done over the years that didn't necessarily age very well, and this was the prime example. So that conversation aside, because I think we did that justice in episode 12, I'm going to give the rest of this song Hotter Than Hell because it's a great song.
Yeah, I agree. Despite some of the problematic lyrics, songwriting wise, riff wise, again, guitar solo wise, it's a banger. Yeah, I'm right up there with you at the hotter than hell level.
And just something about that rock and roll over record. It's just, I mean, obviously they got experimental on Destroyer. This one just feels like a throwback rock and roll record that they just blasted out, and I'm here for it. I like it.
And I think that was the idea because, and we're probably going to talk about this in a couple episodes when we talk about Destroyer. But I was actually shocked as I found out later on that Destroyer did get so much backlash when it first was released. And so, yeah, I think Rock and Roll Over is a direct answer to that. And yeah, it's stripped down, it's edgy, it's raw, and yeah, I love that record overall. So
And favorite album cover.
I
I
see
like that.
that.
Yep. Okay, now we made our way to Love Gun. Speaking of love songs, and the song I Stole Your Love. This one for me is really special. I'll tell you why. Because back in the early days of tape trading, back when you had to like find the little addresses in the back of, Hit Parader or Metal Edge or whatever, and order a eighth generation bootleg tape of a Kiss show or trade with somebody. So I bought a lot of them. I traded a lot of them. I never sold them. The very first one I got was Houston 77. It just so happens to be a fantastic recording. The stage looks amazing. For the first time in my life, I got to see the Alive 2 gatefold come to life. And the first song they played is I Stole Your Love. And it was magic. It was super kick ass. I love it. Love this song. Hotter than hell.
This song, I don't know why they didn't make this a staple of their live show from 77 until 2023. This song is so good. I would put it in my top five. If
Okay.
I've definitely got a solid top three. I would put I Stole Your Love probably at maybe in the 4 or 5 spot. And they're definitely, depending on my mood, they're definitely exchangeable. This is a kick-ass song. It was a perfect opener for the Love Gun tour. It was a great to hear it as an opener again on the Hits tour. And outside of that, I don't know how much they really played it. I'd have to go back through my Kiss Alive Forever. I think they may have played it when I saw them in '97 in Madison when they did the reunion tour, like the second leg, the Lost
Mhm.
Cities tour. I think they may have played it, but I'm gonna have to go back through my book because I don't really remember it off the top of my head. But it is definitely one of my favorite Kiss songs. It's definitely hotter than hell.
Right on. Got a lot of love for the love songs so far.
Next up, off of the same album, Love Gun, is Got Love for Sale. And I'm going to confess something about this song. I completely forget this song exists unless I happen to be listening to Love Gun. It's the weirdest thing. I'll be listening to Love Gun and this song will pop up. I'm like, I forgot this was even a song. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's kind of goofy. I hate to say this about an Eddie Kramer project, but I don't love the sound on Love Gun overall. And I think the acoustic guitars in this song are way louder than the electrics. And I'm not a huge fan of this one. I'm going to give it a rock bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where we differ.
Okay.
For me, this is a hotter than hell. I like this song. It's got an interesting history. He wrote it with the Van Halen brothers back in 77. I thought it was really cool when the Gene Simmons band dusted it off in 2017 because I don't know that Kiss played it all that much. And I just think it's a fun track. The lyrics are hilarious. Of course, he has love for sale. Gene has sold everything else, so why not? And I'm going to go hotter than hell on this one. So I guess this averages out to a friend ozone.
I guess, I guess so. I feel like reports of the Van Halen brothers' involvement with Kiss have been slightly exaggerated.
And I think Paul would be inclined to say that if he wrote it with the Van Halen brothers, then Paul wrote it with the Van Halen brothers first.
All right. Well, that was an interesting one. Talk about divisive. Let's go right into the title track, "Love Gun." I have mentioned on this podcast before that I am not a humongous fan of "Love Gun." It is not my favorite song. It's not a bad song though, and I will say the one time that I really loved this song was when I saw Kiss for the very first time in January of 1988 on the Crazy Nights tour. They actually opened that tour with Love Gun. So I have a really great memory of this song from that particular night. Other than that, I am not a huge fan of it, and I'm going to put it in the friend zone.
Okay. So cool that you said that because I think seeing any song live kind of changes your relationship with that song,
Definitely.
especially opening tracks. There's just something about that first song, if it's the curtain drop or when the lights come up, that's just kind of magic. And every time I put on a record and I hear, opening track of a show I've seen, it takes me right back there. Some of my favorite memories. This one, as we've said before, kind of pushes the boundaries of how much you're willing to stomach for the lyrics. So you have to kind of, well, as if you don't have to do that more often than not with Kiss, but this one especially, even though the lyrics are a little corny, and even though I never want to hear this song live again, I still love it, and I'm gonna give it a hotter than hell.
All right.
So now 1979 Dynasty, biggest song they ever had, the biggest charting single in Kiss's entire career. They love it in Australia. I was made for loving you.
I mean, this has become an iconic Kiss song. I think we mentioned this on one of our previous episodes. I don't love the fact that so many people associate this song with that this song is really what they know about Kiss because I don't think it's really representative of what Kiss is all about overall. That being said, I do like the song, and I do like kind of the way they revamped it in later years into a heavier song, kind of changing up the drum beat a little bit and really kind of leaning into the heaviness of it. But for it being a track off of their mostly disco album, I'm still going to give it a hotter than hell. It's a fun song.
Did Vinny save Kiss? Probably not. Did Eric Singer save this song? Hell yeah, he did. This song for me is kind of a balance because on the one hand, it's a disco song. On the other hand, I will not turn it off when it comes on. I'm gonna hum and sing along to it. So that kind of puts the song, the 1979 version of the song in Friend Ozone, and the Alive 3 version of the song in Super Hotter Than Hell. I love that one.
Nice,
Yeah. I think it's
nice.
it's one of Paul's best vocal tracks on any Kiss record.
Yeah, yeah, which is actually interesting because I don't think they actually played it live on that tour. I think they did that one in the studio for a live three.
Whoa, whoa. You're saying that the Alive record stuff is not actually live?
Look, you didn't hear it from me.
That's scandalous. Okay, speaking of dynasty, as they say in Australia, Save Your Love. This is uh this is a hotter than hell track on a rock bottom record. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a kick-ass Ace song. Anton Fig tears it up. He kills this one in the best possible way, and I like it. I'm going to give this one a hotter than hell too. What do you think?
As far as Ace songs are concerned, it's not my favorite Ace song. For him, it's a little bit of an angry song, which is that's fine. But that's not usually what I associate with Ace songs. However, in the context of, like I said, a disco album, it's a great rock and roll song. So I'm gonna give it a hotter than hell if I'm listening to Dynasty. And I'm going to give it a friend ozone as far as overall Kiss records or I'm sorry, as far as overall Kiss songs goes. Is
Okay,
that is that complex enough?
that's fair. That's fair. The judges have ruled. They'll allow it.
All right. So now we are finally clawing our way out of the disco and pop era, and we have made our way to Creatures of the Night. And track one on side two, I Love It Loud. And I do also love this song. I always have. Ever since I first saw it on the music video of it on MTV late one night before I had ever heard Creatures of the Night. Yeah, I love this song. It's simple. It's, again, kind of like Love 'em and Leave 'em. It's dumb, but I like it. And
Mhm.
I'm going to give it a hotter than hell. I think it's a lot of people don't like it. Personally, I think it's a highlight of the live show because of the call and response. And I don't know, I just like this song. I like the beat. I like the power that Eric Carr brought to it in the first
Mhm.
place. And I think it's an anthem and a declaration of what they were becoming as they recorded Creatures of the Night and were trying to sweep the elder under the rug.
No, that makes sense. It's funny because I don't have this one in my notes because I skipped over it when I was going through our playlist. The playlist is posted on YouTube, by the way, if you want to sing along at home. I just did not want to hear that song again. So I'm gonna give it a rock bottom, but I would give an isolated drum track at least a friend ozone.
Sticking with the Creatures of the Night album, then is our next track, which is "I Still Love You." And for a heavy rock record, this is a power ballad. But I'm going to say this is a kick-ass power ballad. It is a power ballad, kind of an overall theme only. It's got some heavy guitars. It's got a great guitar solo. I'm going to give it a hotter than hell, especially when they did, believe it or not, the unplugged version. And Paul held that one note out for as long as he could until he was blue in the face and kicking the floor. And it was a hilarious and impressive moment all at the same time. Great memories of that song all the way around, hotter than hell.
He was blue in the face, just like the album cover. You know, this is not just a power ballad. This is the power ballad. This could very well
Yes.
be a perfect ballad. I think every single part is bulletproof, and you put them together, and it's an amazing song. Definitely hotter than hell. I love this one.
Hell yeah. Okay, next we are have arrived at the ostensibly day glow color glam record of Asylum. Except I am going to actually challenge that notion because I think the only thing that was day glow and glam about Kiss in that record was actually the outfits. Because the record itself, I think, kicks ass. And "Love's a Deadly Weapon" to me is the most kick-ass song on that record. I would put it at my second favorite song because we all know what my first favorite song on Asylum is. But "Love's a Deadly Weapon" is a killer song. It's got that kind of that double time proto thrash thing that I think maybe they were copying a little bit of Judas Priest at the time. I know it has its roots in a song called Deadly Weapons, which was originally like a demo that came out before that they were working on for the Elder, but none of that matters because the album version that we all heard, "Love's a Deadly Weapon," it's got a killer riff. It's fast as hell. Gene's vocals are insane. Bruce is nuts. I love this song. It's hotter than fucking hell.
I'm right there with you, man. And Eric absolutely rips this track. He's got that shuffle going, the double bass. His fingerprints are all over this one. I'm going to give it a hotter than hell, but I'm going to give the whole damn record a hotter than hell because people get so caught up in the image. Just
Yes.
play that record. It's a
Yeah.
kick-ass record, and it does not get the credit it deserves.
No, I think if you gave that album a completely different graphic design and cover, it holds right up with like "Lick It Up" and "Creatures." I think it's heavy and gnarly and nasty and yeah. Other than "Tears Are Falling," which maybe is the closest to a little bit of hair metal, that album is just killer.
Yeah, but I like that song. I really do.
Oh yeah,
I think you said before, though, you kind of saw those three records as like a trilogy. And I've always thought of Creatures and Lick It Up as like, like sister records, but you added Asylum as well, and it makes perfect sense. I think they work great together.
yeah, and that's only because Animalize was so Paul heavy, and we
Yeah,
kind of know that Gene's head was not in the game at the time. But Gene's involvement in Asylum, I mean, even though 1986, as we found out a couple episodes ago, what was he doing, wanted dead or alive at that
right.
point? Not his finest moment. But I think musically, I think Asylum stacks up closer to yeah, Lick It Up and Creatures than it does to Animalize or certainly Crazy Nights.
Asylum might warrant itself an episode. I think we can go deeper on that one.
I don't see why not.
I like it.
Next up, also off Asylum, is "Radar for Love," which is a Paul Stanley track, which is extremely Led Zeppelin influenced. But that's not a bad thing. He kind of does the Black Dog thing on the verses. It's a pretty solid song for the album, and I'm gonna give it I'll give it a hotter than hell. Not a real standout track in the overall Kiss catalog, but I would bump it up just a little bit over Friend Zone into hotter than hell because it's a good groove.
Okay, Radar for Love. I just said great things about this record. I think it's a good song. It's not my favorite song on the album. It's got a great groove. It's one of those songs that sounds better the louder you get it. I like the verses better than the chorus. So I'm going to give it a friend ozone.
Fair enough.
I was worried for a second there that we were giving out entirely too much love, but I think that's going to change because the next three songs are from 1989's Hot in the Shade. And as you know, it's not our favorite record. It's not even close. So, in the interest of time, because we're all very busy, I think we should just take all three of these songs, give it a nice little rock bottom with a bow on top, and be about our day. What do you think?
I think that's probably a fine idea. I'm sure there's plenty of Kiss fans who love Hot in the Shade. Personally, I think there's a reason that they've never played any of that shit off any of that album live since it came out. So I'm gonna bundle these three up and throw them right to rock bottom.
Fucking
We're such
hilarious.
assholes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bruce.
Hey, look,
It's-
you know what? Actually, now that you mention that, I will say that Bruce is probably the highlight on Hot in the Shade because he's Bruce and he kicks ass, and none of this is his fault.
you know what I would get behind or actually go out and spend money on? A 45 that had Rise to It and Little Caesar. That's all you need.
Yeah, there
It's a
you
Cliff Notes.
go. So with that, that brings us all the way up to Revenge, which is a pretty popular Kiss record from what I hear from the kids on the street. And the track off this one that we are talking about is Tough Love, which, like the rest of Revenge, it's heavy, it's groovy, it's got a great performance from everybody involved, and I'm gonna give it a hotter than hell. I think it's great.
I always forget which songs Vinny co-wrote. Was this one of them?
I would have to get back to you on that. Let me check.
Or okay, while he's gone, I just want to take a little moment and wish you all a wonderful happy Valentine's Day. Do you know the history of Valentine's Day, by the way?
Okay, I'm back.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. Tough
Oh,
Love.
come on. Look at that.
Let's see, Tough Love, written by Paul Stanley, Bruce Kulick, and Bob Ezrin. So no, this is a Vinny free song. We're safe.
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing. It really is. Your flex, for the record, gets a hotter than hell.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a bonus episode in this one because we're also talking about Kiss records that didn't really get the props that they deserved, like Asylum, and this is another one. This is a fantastic record, cover to cover. I think it's bulletproof. I love this record. I love this song, hotter than hell.
And that's it. Surprisingly, there was nothing on Sonic Boom or Monster that had, or Psycho Circus that had the word love in it. So we're done.
There's not a lot to love about Psycho Circus.
No, there isn't. Well, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, if you want to show us some love, you can leave some comments right here on YouTube or on Spotify. You can like and subscribe. You can drop us a line at ripanddestroypodcast@gmail.com and make sure you give us a follow on Instagram at ripanddestroypodcast. And once again, thank you for all of our new followers, everybody who checked out our last episode. Hope you're enjoying this episode. Hope you enjoy the back catalog. And we love you too.
Kill the Paul, Phil. Kill the Paul.